Good morning. Taking a few moments just to settle in, acknowledge the energy of today. My friend just decided that it wants to be over there today, so that's cool. That's what my friend is doing, and the light that's coming through now, it looked like it was going to be a bit of a rainy morning, but who knows, it's spring in New Zealand at the moment, so perhaps this is, yeah, it's spring, so it's sun showers and rain, and you know, luckily it's nice. We've got a bit of a breeze. Yeah, I sort of was like aware of my morning as I was like coming in, and I woke up this morning. My bladder told me I needed to go toilet at like 5:30 this morning, but I'd had a good sleep, so I'm grateful for that. But yeah, I just love listening to the sounds of the morning at the moment. Magpies, like, a bit prevalent. Tuis as well in New Zealand, a very beautiful bird song to hear. And I'm just going to wind down the window. Yeah, hello to the world from my car. And so I've travelled in some like morning school traffic this morning, and it's just, you know, it's congestion, like traffic congestion. And I was listening to a podcast which I was enjoying, but I was just like feeling into the sort of like driving attitudes and, you know, this kind of thing. And I was like, I think I'm going to put on some Bloodhound Gang, which, yeah, I like music. I enjoy music from all different genres, but I was feeling a bit of a punk rocky sort of morning. So that like definitely lifted my spirits, as well as a nice cup of coffee. So I'm very grateful for those things this morning to get me to this place where I'm now excited to go into the classroom, which I will be heading off to shortly. And this video is about digital detox, mental health and online spaces, and like the use of your devices, more or less. It's something that I am personally quite passionate about and I advocate for. Yeah, so I wanted to, like, this was inevitable, this conversation, but I was having a conversation with a fellow student the other day, and I was just like, yeah, I use screen time like on my social media apps and that sort of thing. And yeah, you don't know like what information you have or what things that you're doing that may really help someone, or like, you know, that they haven't considered or whatever themselves before. But I made a couple of notes so I remember what I want to say. But yeah, it is a big personal interest of mine about social media, digital, the use of digital devices, and how that impacts our mental health and our relationship with those devices or with those apps. Yeah, and I was very lucky to have grown up with like cell phones and social media after my sort of like, I would say formative years, but like it was my teenage years where those things came into space. So I watch people who are younger than me who are a lot more entwined with their devices. So I don't know if that contributes to my ability to detach from my phone or social media and things like that. But yeah, so yeah, I'm definitely in support. This is some things that I do, and it's just sort of sometimes when it feels called to me. But yeah, like I'm sure it's common, but then I don't know, because maybe it's not. So this information might really help you. But yeah, and obviously it depends. So like some people use social media for their business, that sort of thing. But you know, even then, I've just listened to certain conversations around like what people will do if they use social media for their businesses. They'll get in, they'll post, and then they're out, you know. Yeah, because what we're, you know, those the dopamine and things like that we you know, look for or gain from that space. It's not through like human interaction, right? So it's very different. Yeah, so something that I set up on my phone is screen time. So what that means is that certain apps are locked for how many minutes, you can do this for hours or whatever, I can use them a day. And then after that, it reminds you like, hey, you've like locked this. Do you want to use this or whatever? And so you can kind of reevaluate that. And one thing that I noticed like over the years of doing this, and it's literally been years that I've had these sorts of things in place for myself, is that, you know, what your brain does when you're in those apps, and when that lock timer comes up, because it just cuts the screen, you know, you can't continue looking at whatever you were looking, and it gives you an opportunity to be like, oh wait, like, because it's kind of entrancing, right? Like you're in there and you're just like, maybe if you're doom scrolling or, you know, whatever. Yeah, I know that a lot of people are like no phones or whatever first thing in the morning. But yeah, you've got to like do what works for you. So yeah, that's my first like little tip or suggestion, I guess, is utilizing screen time. I know that's what it's called on iPhones, perhaps it's called something else on Android devices. And the other one that I do every so often is I actually just delete the apps from my phone. So yeah, social media apps, I delete them from my phone. And you know, sometimes it's for an extended period of time. I've done like a 40-day one a couple of times where I've deleted them, or like no posting or whatever for 40 days. And this is not because I certainly haven't been using Instagram or like social media for a business purpose or something like that. But yeah, just, I guess, being aware and like what your relationship is like with your devices, with social media, and how that's impacting your mental health. Like, we use social media and our devices to be connected with people, and it's really good to be aware of like when that relationship is doing something else, or yeah, when that relationship with your device is like doing something else. But yeah, like, I think what I'm saying, and I always advocate for, is like your own personal choice. Yeah, it's something I feel quite strongly about. So I'm not here to say like what's right or wrong, or, you know, but you know, like, you know what is beneficial for you and where you could maybe look to change. And it might be a subtle change, it might be something really small, or it might just be asking the question, and then it can take months or even a year, or, you know, time for that understanding to really concretize for you, and going, oh, okay, so that's what that relationship is about. Whether it's, you know, not just necessarily digital devices, or your use of social media. You know, it might not be apparent like straight away, but yeah, certainly an advocate for bringing awareness to people about, yeah, I don't know if you can hear those birds, but that's really cool. But yeah, you're like a healthy use of social media. So yeah, anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this like long-winded chat. It's now 3 weeks left of this semester, I think. Pretty sure, like, so that's exciting. It means like 3 more weeks of like Monday mornings heading over the bridge for me to come to class. And I'm looking forward to, I'm excited for like what I'm going to do with this space, with this time for myself, when I don't have class and like class is finished. So I will still have placement until like December, I think. So yeah, anyway, that's what's happening with me at this moment in my journey, and yeah, what I feel passionate about. So yeah, feel free to comment on this video about your use of screen time, your use of or your relationship with your devices. If you want to comment on that, yeah, yeah, get amongst the conversation. And thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for watching my videos in general, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye.